Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to see unvalue management, some theory related part, and the actual working and why it is very difficult to give a right value in Primavera. So I give with some theoretical examples like if you see the earned value based on the planned value, earned cost or actual cost. So now we are going to look after earned value management. Basically, the earned value management is a progress management measurement system which integrated with time, cost, and scope to measure the real project performance. Basically, your project having a 24-month timeline. So you are going to see in different time frame like 1 month, 2 month, 3 month with respect to your cost and the scope of work. So, core definition are in short form, it's called budget at completion. That means a total project budget. Like when you start your project, you always have a total budget. Then the planned value. Okay, so whatever the work you plan for respect to time frame. Earned value or called work completed. So basically, the earned value means how much you earn from that particular work. And actual cost means the amount you spend for performing that particular planned work or the work completed till date. Okay, so there is some basic formulas like schedule variance. Okay, schedule variance is whatever you earn means earned value minus planned value. Okay, and cost variance is earned value मतलब मैंने आज तक कितना कमाया and minus actual cost. Okay, so this is schedule variance and cost variance. If SPI is greater than means schedule performance index, like whatever you planned, it is greater than 1, that means you are ahead of schedule, and SPI is less than 1 means you are behind of schedule. Okay, so the basic principle or formula for SPI and CPI are SPI is equal to earned value divided by planned value, and CPI is earned value minus actual cost. So major parameter is your earned value means how much you earn. That's why the system called as a earned value management, because earned value is something you are rewarding from the client or the another vendor. Okay. The plan you have actually planned for the work, and the actual cost is whatever you incurred to perform that. So all parameters are measured with respect to earned values. Okay. Now same with SPI. If your SPI like earned value suppose 10 rupees and your actual cost is 9 rupees, so it will be more than 1. That means you are under budget. मतलब आपने you spend less but you earn more. Okay, same with CPI is less than 1. Okay, so that means over budget means you is you earn 9,000 but you in actual cost is 10,000 or point 0.9. So you are over budget means you have pay more unless. Okay, so this is the basic formula for earned value management and all. So we have taken one example to understand. So now we are constructing a small room. Cost per day is 2000, duration 10 day. So budget at completion is 20,000. Okay, so basically PV we are calculating at day 3. So my planned value is 6,000. So you can see this is my 6,000 graph. My EV, I have completed only 20%, means I have done the work for 4,000, but my actual cost is 8,000. That means whatever the plan I have done for 6,000, for that I actually incurred the cost of 8,000, but whatever I earned is 4,000. So basically, when I see my SPI and CPI, so SPI is basically 4,000 divided by 6,000. So 4 by 6, it is around 0.67%. So it is behind of schedule. And SPI means 4,000 divided by 8,000. So almost zero point 0.5. So CPI is zero point 0.5. Now estimate to complete is showing 12,000. So basically the estimate to complete is actual cost incurred till date and the a remaining cost or budgeted cost which is required to complete the projects. So it's showing estimate to complete 12,000 more. Okay, that means project status behind schedule and over budget. So basically, what is your forecast logic? So forecast logic, what we estimate to complete means the actual cost, the cost incurred till days, and the remaining work cost. Okay, estimated completion is actual cost plus remaining work cost. So that will be give you a final project cost. So this is the basic principle of earned value management. Now I'm going to show something which always trigger and why I do not prefer Primavera for earned value management. I will show you the examples in Primavera ki how earned value calculate, but personally why I do not prefer earned value management system in Primavera. Okay, so if we go why Primavera EVM, why I do not prefer earned value in P6. So basically Primavera earned value is forced to use budgeted cost. So if you are calculating earned value in Primavera, you cannot put any manual figure by your own. Okay, so it is always your planned value equal to physical percent complete into a budgeted cost. मतलब whatever you are earned, suppose your budgeted cost is 10,000 and you have completed 20%, so earned value come 2,000. Okay, so basically budgeted cost जो होता है मतलब budgeted cost what I say it is a internal cost calculation of the contractor like how much money he is going to be used to perform that activity. It is actual budgeted cost and the earned value actual earned value for the project is real value work done, IPC matching, contractual progress and true completion forecast. So basically Primavera give you a wrong earned value because first, if you are using your internal budgeted cost, so that earned value is calculated from internal calculation cost, not for the BOQ part. Okay. Now why I am saying that? Because Primavera earned value work only when the budgeted costs exist at activity levels. Okay, I will show you some examples and all. In many projects, survival activity incurred budgeted cost but does not have any contractual BOQ items. Yet Primavera still generate the earned value for them. So basically, if I say budgeted cost in so many procurement items, BOQ does not give you a money. Okay, so budgeted cost is there, but there is no BOQ item. It still generate earned value because it is performing on the P6 formulas. Okay, I give you a procurement of TBM machine. So you are incurring the cost, but it does not means you will get a same amount or any amount for the procurement of machine like molds and everything. So you're not getting amount for that, but the activity is there in Primavera. So if you assign budgeted cost, it also show the earned value. So this is the major flaws of the systems. Now another things is if you see when you are doing a retaining wall in underground project, your budgeted cost is high, but your earned value cost is very low. So now you cannot put if you are putting budgeted cost as per your work done, means whatever you are going to incur, it will not show the earned value you actually receiving from your IPC. Same with tunneling work. So your low budgeted cost, but it will show a it actually having a high IPC value. Again, it not going to match in your Primavera because you are using a budgeted cost. If you are using budgeted cost as your actual cost you are going to incur to perform the activity. That's why there is a major flaw from budgeted to unvalue. Okay. Now, why I'm saying that BOQ loading is destroyed the unvalue because BOQ is not a cost natural. BOQ item are a commercially designed, not technically sequenced. Like if you've seen front loaded, low BOQ values, design review, and very high BOQ values. Okay, so basically, if I say approvals of design, so basically you are not incurring any budgeted cost, but you are getting the invoice on the approval. So if you want unvalue at that particular activity, so you have to put a budgeted cost also. Okay, but actually you are not incurring any cost. So those are the major differences. That's why the most of people not using P6 for the earned value management. Okay. Now, why this mismatch happens? Basically, Primavera needs cost for every activity and one-to-one cost mapping. Means if you have a detailed activity, it's required for every activity for the earned value management. But contract BOQ costs only for the measurable BOQ items. If you have knowledge about BOQs, every item does not cover in your IPCs, and many other non-measurable activities like installation of molds, procurement, batching plant, all these are the non-measurable unit, but that incurs the major cost of your project. So it's become very difficult. So you have to think like if you are using your BOQ as a budgeted cost, then earned value will come right, but it will not show your right money you are going to be incurred for those activities. Okay, because BOQ cost based on the percentage of the contract, not cost you are going to incur to perform the activity. So, what is my final conclusion? A Primavera earned value is a cost performance tool, not a contract progress measurement tools. Earned value in P6 generate from the budgeted cost, that is internal planning, not a BOQ and contract value. Many activities generate earned value even when no contractual BOQs or pricing are there. Hence, CPI and EV curve may look healthy while the project is contractually behind. Management rely only on EV curves can a great false sense of the progress and daily risk. So basically, uh, I gone through so many requests when I am doing a Primavera class. People say I want to learn earned value management. So basically, Primavera does not give a right result. Now I am also going to show the actual cost. Okay. So basically, how we derive the actual cost. So actual cost formula is machinery cost, labor cost, and material cost. Okay. Now if you see our DWP or detail baseline program is activity wise detail. Okay. So now when I am talking a machinery cost, so it is a equipment hourly rates. It required hiring, ownership, fuel maintenance operator. Total machine cost is machine work is to a hourly rate. So basically when you are calculating a budgeted cost, so you can do it. Key for this activity, this much hour is required. So like 45 hours into 2000 to 90,000 is the machinery cost. Same with a labor and subcontractor, it is direct labor. First is based on the labor rates, number of workers, shift hour, and wage rate. Second is subcontract. So your contract or activities based on the direct labor and subcontractor. Like if you're performing any pile cap, so reinforcement work is given on the subcontractor rate, and the concreting is given to a direct labor. How much labor is required? So those are calculation are very difficult to put a actual cost in the Primavera when you are performing the detail activities. Okay, next, last is material cost. So it is like concrete into whatever rate, steel, consumables, and all. So this will give you a final price, and it is your final actual cost. Now, why I'm saying the actual cost is difficult to maintain in Primavera P6 because I have worked in the contractor side and PMC side. So I give you a proper examples and why it is very difficult. Problem statement. A Primavera is an activity base. If you see your Primavera have a divided into activity base, but the contractual actual cost in resource and expense based on the monthly accounting. So both speak a different language. Like they cannot load the actual cost of machinery to single activities. So basically they have a different WBS head like tunneling, segment casting, casting yard, station, like this based on the concrete grade. So this is are the major difficulty when they are measuring their cost incurred versus actual cost they are going to put. Means plant cost, T for X they have plant, and the actual cost they incurred. So these are the major difference because your Primavera is a detailed activities. Okay, so incurring the machinery cost and all, and how much hours working for that particular file capacity actually is very difficult to get from the site. So what Primavera wants? So Primavera want cost for every detail activities, cost at WBS and activity level, daily and weekly breakup, and cost split resource wise. Okay, so basically it is very difficult how actually contract perform or contractor perform. Monthly machinery hiring bill, so they do a monthly like 10 piling this, so this much of cost we incur for piling and this much of cost we earn from the piling. From BOQ, it is very easy. Like 100 piles we have done, so they will calculate like that. Fuel and maintenance expense, it's come batching plant and all, which incurred in all the activities. So it is very difficult to put a actual cost. Labor muster rolls, subcontractor liable, material issue statement, and head office overhead expense. So those are the main parameters for the actual cost. So it is very difficult to manage your actual cost. So why people are forcing to go to unvalue and asking we want to learn unvalue, because most of the job description say unvalue management should be done in Primavera. It is very difficult because you require too much of data. First, your budgeted unvalue have a drastic differences ki which cost you are going to take. If you are taking actual cost, so your unvalue will be a wrong, or if you are taking a BOQ, so it will not show the actual plant cost, ki what you are going to whatever you planned. So eight parameters will not match. Like if you are matching your budgeted or earned value, so actual cost will show a very different figures. Or when you are using budgeted or planned versus actual cost, then your earned value show a distorted figure. So one of these parameter will be a wrong indicators. Now, why this mismatch happens? Like train work on 15 activities. Okay, so Primavera need a cost for each activity, but actually the cost control team say ki crane is hired for 15 days, so this much of cost, and we will divide it for the month. So it's easy to maintain. Like diesel bill is monthly, Primavera need a daily activity breakup, which is very difficult. HO expense are less fun, and the Primavera need a WBS wise allocations. Shared machine cost cannot be directly split. If you see excavator are working on same location at same time at a different activities. So shared machine like batching plant all, it's very difficult to manage in Primavera. Second, contractor solution. What contractor do? General perform cost analysis on monthly basis, monthly actual cost, monthly EV. So they do monthly actual cost and the earned value from the IPC, monthly profit loss that we call a job cost ratio and productivity trend. So they are creating a WBS according to their need. They are not going for detailed activities. Okay, what is technical conclusion? Due to activity cost requirement of Primavera P6 and the monthly consolidated accounting of contractor expenditure, the true actual cost cannot be actually distributed at detailed activity level. Therefore, contractor perform general performance cost analysis on monthly basis for real projects. So these are the major challenges everybody seen and nobody is talking about. They will show how you perform unvalue management, but it will not give you a right result. Okay, now we will go to Primavera and we will see which columns it's required in P6 and all. So we will go to P6 and we will follow the step. Again, I am saying what budgeted or planned cost you are putting. It is based on BOQ. So your earned value will be right, but every activity cannot be have then planned cost. Okay, so then whatever, it's totally based on the BOQ rates. Secondly, when you are putting actual cost, so again, the plant cost and actual cost will not match because cost coming from the BOQ. Okay, but when it's distributed, the actual cost having procurement of items and everything. So it's again a different set of activities. So one parameters always going to mismatch in the unvalue management system. Now we will go to Primavera. So we are into a Primavera. First thing I'm going to project, maintain baseline, add. I will convert another project into a new baseline. Okay. I will select this as a baseline. So now I am maintaining the baseline. Again, go to project, assign baseline, unvalue. Okay. So now I am going to make a unvalue columns. So first you can see this is the unvalue. So you need to select the columns according to your needs. So I'm going to create a sample format of the three earned value layout. So first I will go to a percentage complete where I will add activity complete, performance complete, physical and schedule complete. Okay, now see, if you want this activity names are big, you go to edit. Now you can change this as a perform. Okay, physical, because you have very limited space. Edit column you can write as a physical percentage. You can remove complete. So you can change their name. So the column names will appear on a smaller side. Later the like activity percentage complete, physical complete, schedule completion of performance. So it will show percentage physical schedule. Now we will go to earn value. Okay, in earn value we want budget at completion. Okay, so again we can write this BAC. Next is our actual cost, plant value cost. Then we have a earn value cost. So this we can write as date column PV, EV, and AC. Next, we can have a schedule variance that we can write as SV, cost variance, added CV, schedule performance index, and cost performance index. So we can write both SPI, CPI. Okay, apply. So now we can save this as a layout, our EVM. Okay, so whenever you want to see your earned value management, so you can use this column. Now this is your activity. Okay, so you can reduce this based on, because your name is small, so you can easily see that, and both are all in percentage, so it will not take much space. This is a BC, plant value, actual cost. It is all your variance and everything. Now if you want to separate, okay, so you can go to enterprise and you can go more for user defined field. Okay, basically you can add here for activities. I will add as a single line, add double single line, third equal to include. Why I'm adding this? Basically, if you want a separator, okay, so you can go to user defined field. This is your first separator. You can put after this. Second separator you can put after your these three columns, and third separator like here, apply. Okay, so you can make this column very less. So your all three parameters are divided. Actual physical schedule performance, budgeted at actuals, plan value, earned value, actuals, CV, SV, SPI, and the cost value. So basically now I will show you what I mean to say. Like if you go to engineering, the design submission for retaining wall and approval of wall. So currently I have given the budgeted cost or unit. So basically budgeted is your plant cost. Okay. So for the approval of drawing, I am not going to incur any cost. But I actually earned means whenever my drawing gets approved, I will get a money from the employer. So I will be get the earned value. So if I don't have any budgeted cost, so I will not get any earned value easily because it will show a zero. Same with the procurement. Generally, procurement item does not contains any earned values. Means that generally client will not give you any money for the procurement of the items like molds and like this. But you are actually incurring the cost. So when you are updating your budgeted unit, so here the earned value will automatically generates because you are putting the budgeted cost. So main problem is why one parameter will wrong if I am using here the earned value principle or the BOQ. So BOQ value that means I have a zero budgeted cost here. Okay. So my earned value will also zero, but I am incurring some cost. But again, I cannot put any actual cost because I don't have this that particular resource. Same with a mold. Okay. So these are the major differences. If here I am just planning from the planned values versus actual, so I am not getting any earned value from the client. So it's again give you a wrong impression of EV. So that's why Primavera give you a wrong pictures. Like I will show you. Okay, now we are going to update. So this program is up to February 26th. So we are going to update till 31st of January. Okay, so this we are updated. This is 2 day delay. Okay, basically if I put here and the actual cost, I'm just putting a random figure 4. Okay, now this is not started. PBM procurement. So basically this is 60 we are updating. So I am just putting here 40% complete. Same I am showing this is 90% complete and I am reducing the remaining duration by 5 days, and here I am reducing the remaining duration by 30 days. I am showing this is completed, but it is completed on 16th. Actual resource, actual cost. For the revision, I incurred double cost. Here I have put 17. Basically, I can reduce this actual cost to zero, but just for example, I'm putting 1000 because I have not put any efforts. Same for the construction. So this need to be started from January. So basically, it started from 25th of Jan. Remaining duration 13 days. I have completed only 10%. I am going to schedule 31st of Jan and schedule. Okay. So now I have get the planned values and this is my actual. So what exactly I want to say? Okay. So this basically those item does not have any cost. Okay. I will not get anything from the client. But when I am using any budgeted cost, it is directly calculating from the percentage complete. If I put this as a 30, okay, so this cost will change now. If I put as a 40, so it will come like so. This I cannot change manually. I don't have any options. Okay, actual cost I can change. So what I mean to say that if you are using a total cost incurred for your project, okay, but does not means it having a pricing schedule. So यहाँ पे ये zero होना चाहिए, but it is showing a earned value because it is calculating based on the planned values principle. And now the actual cost what I am going to incur. Same way, if I show here, this is approval of drawing. So basically here my budgeted cost will be a zero based on my incurred cost. Okay, but this is a BOQ item. So I have updated here. So these are the major problems you are going to be faced. Yeah, you update only the unvalued cost, so this cost become a zero. So you cannot get the actual cost you incurred in the project till date. So there will always one mismatch figure in your project. So you have to think twice. You are going for the BOQ basis. So on BOQ, it is only from the client perspective way. कि कितना प्लान था मीन्स IPC means this much of IPC planned and how much IPC I received. That will not show your actual cost you had been burned for the project or you have planned till date. मतलब इतना मैंने cost plan किया था. Second, if you are going for your internal purpose, so this budgeted cost or planned cost will be cost you are going to incur to achieve the activity, and then you have to see the actual cost parameter. Then earned value show be a wrong picture because all item does not cover in the BOQ. So you have to think like that what you actually looking after and why everybody I have taken a classes everybody asks we want to learn earn value management. So basically earn value management can be done in Primavera, but there will be a wrong picture to the client or the uh, internal company on one parameter. So you have to decide what you want to show and you need to explain them. See one figure going to be a wrong. Here you can see your SPI is 9.92 and 0.86. So it will be your SPI and CP. So this is the basically your earned value management. So I have saved my layout. So this is it from this section. Hope you understand. If you have any query, you can drop the comment. I will reply it. But people need to understand the difficulty of managing earned value in the Primavera.